what I saw was something I could do without giving up the security of my salary, something I could do that could be mine. And I fell in love with it.
There's an additional income there which is guaranteed, it's safe, it's forever building, and it's life-changing in that sense.
I wanted a cleaner because there's 17 months between my kids and it was hard work. So I just thought, you know, if I could do that, then that would be great. But I achieved that within about 6 weeks.
The pensions, we realised, weren't very much, but now in 6 months with Forever Living, I've tripled my pension.
My education from leaving school would have never allowed me to have no ceiling to what I was earning. So for me, to have the chance to be able to really have the life of my dreams was the real key thing.
It's delivered more than ever it promised to deliver. More than I can believe.
When we got married, my desire has been to find something that will give us a stable income financially, stable lifestyle, because we were going to start building a family. And having worked for the past over 20 years for other people, I wasn't satisfied.
I was the little boy that never wanted to go to school. I just wanted to be with my dad on the farm, you know, and it was just a super way of life, the fresh air, the freedom and the animals, the tractors.
When they started school, it was really important that I'd be able to drop them to school, pick them up from school and not have to worry about school holidays.
I had a couple of years at home, 2 or 3 years at home, just really enjoying that busy, busy time. But the time came when the money ran out and I needed to think about, you know, a way of helping my husband out with household income.
Farming started to go downhill badly due to market forces beyond our control. The future was bleak, actually. It was very worrying. Of course we were worried, like a lot of elderly people might be coming to their retirement time. We didn't know what to expect. We hadn't got a clue as to what might be. And all I could say was, all the time, well, we've got to make the best of what we've got.
I've always had a nagging worry and concern about long-term financial security. My pension provision is not fantastic. It's not something I can afford to retire on when I want to retire. It certainly won't keep the family you know, in the lifestyle that we've become accustomed to. And that's always been something I've worried about, but not really known what to do about it. So when I saw Forever, the one thing I saw was this opportunity to develop a longer-term financial, I guess, stability, security.
I had this idea that setting up my own business would give me control over my own time, and it didn't really. I ended up just working. If you take some time off, if you take a week off, when you come back, you've got twice the amount of work to do. So you're not in control. All the customers start to control you and the overheads, and you get stuck on that treadmill of carrying on and on and on.
I used to work 70 to 90 hours a week. It seemed to be, to advance in business, you just had to put more time and effort in. And what I realised this could give me was a balance for me. It would give me time with the family. It gave me time with my wife. We were ships in the night. It's as simple as that.
As most families do, it's a constant battle. A bill drops on the doorstep and you think, oh my goodness, how am I going to pay that? And then before you know it, another one's dropped on the doormat. And so there was always an element in the back of my mind that life was all about juggling. When I first started out in Forever, all I saw, if I'm being totally honest, was about £2,000 a month.
It was as if somebody had thrown us a lifeline to rescue our lives. And that's what it felt like. I'm not saying that I wasn't sceptical. I was definitely sceptical, and I did check it out thoroughly. But everything I checked stacked up against what they told me.
I'm not a risk taker. I like to sleep at night, and the thought of giving up a full-time job and jumping into something new would be too scary for me. And so I ran this business for 6 months. I was doing 70 hours a week, 2 teenagers, husband, 2 sets of parents who were rapidly going downhill, and I just fitted it in. I've no idea how I did it, but I was told I could, and I did, and within 6 months had given up that day job. If you're not in a job right now, you can jump straight in and build an income right away. And for me, today, this business is more important than it ever was because this is an income that no one can take away from us.
So, well, you know, maybe we can afford to move to a bigger house and have a garden for the kids. So we did that, and then I thought, well, maybe we can achieve an extension on the house. So we've done that, and now my husband's just been able to change his job to a less stressful job.
I thought, just maybe this is the thing that can give us that lifestyle, that can allow us to maintain what we've got, but also to have the things that we dreamed of in the future.
We can't be successful, and by we I mean no one in Forever can be successful unless you help the people that join your team to become successful too.
In the first few months of this business when I started it, I was very suspicious. Why would anybody want to help me to that extent? It never happened before. Some people would tell me what to do and leave me to get on with it.
The support is amazing. Because if not for the support, I'm sure I would have failed in this business. I wouldn't have been where I am today.
With everything you've learned so far, I'm sure you can now see that people who work with Forever have a very secure future.
It's a tough old world out there for many, many people. And I think that Forever gives people hope, that finally they found a company that they're safe with, and they can build futures, solid futures for them and their families.
You see the worry go because you suddenly see people realise that they're going to be okay. They're going to be okay for the rest of their lives. They don't need to worry about money anymore. They don't need to worry about whether their income's going to be taken away from them or not. They don't need to worry about their pensions.
Just run with it as fast as you possibly can. Don't think about it. Don't say what if. Don't do any of that. Just run with it, because you have the full support and the backing of a phenomenal, phenomenal company. Just run with it.